What is up, everybody? JT Dangerously once again. I am back for my Money in the Bank 2018 predictions. Now, Money in the Bank happens this Sunday, live on the WWE Network from one of my favorite wrestling cities, Chicago, Illinois. Now, this card is pretty damn stacked. We got 10 big-time matches, and 5 titles are going to be defended. So I'm very excited to do these predictions for you guys, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Now, our record coming into Money in the Bank after our last WWE pay-per-view, which was Backlash last month, we went 7-2. So our overall record coming in is 120, 56-1. So we're coming in after a very okay Backlash pay-per-view last month. It wasn't the best pay-per-view from WWE, but we got a winning record, which is mondo important. So hopefully in this video, we will continue the winning ways. We're on a 2 pay-per-view winning streak, and hopefully in this video, we'll make it 3. Now, if you have not checked out my 3 other videos I put up on the channel today, definitely go check them out. This is the 4th and final video I'm putting up on the channel today, so hopefully you guys will watch all 4 of the videos I put up on the channel today. As always, show your love on all 4 of those videos by watching the video, super kicking that like button, and voicing your opinions and your picks in the comment section down below. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel as a first-time viewer, and this is your first video, boy, you picked a good one if you're a huge WWE fan like myself and you're ready for one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year, Money in the Bank. Welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I am JT Dangerously, and welcome to the club, because this club is just 2. Whoop, whoop. Again, thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into these predictions. Now, if they do add any other matches to this card, like maybe a Cruiserweight Championship matchup, maybe the Raw Tag Team titles or a United States title matchup, I'll have them in the comment section down below, but I'm going to do the 10 matches that have already been confirmed. Now, let's start off with the first matchup. It is for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Starting off with, first, the challengers. They are the #1 contenders for the SmackDown Live Tag Team titles, and they are the former Raw Tag Team champions. They are the former multiple-time IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team champions. They are Doc Gallows and Carl Machine Gun Anderson, the Good Brothers. And the Good Brothers are challenging the reigning and defending SmackDown Tag Team champions. They are Harper and Rowan, the Bludgeon Brothers. Now, Gallows and Anderson won a #1 contenders match against the Usos to get this opportunity at the SmackDown Live Tag Team title, and this is the Bludgeon Brothers' 2nd title defense since winning at WrestleMania. So coming from me in this first matchup for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, this one's a pretty tough pick because, again, I love Gallows and Anderson because they were part of Bullet Club, which I'm always going to endorse. But coming from me in this matchup, I'm going to take the Bludgeon Brothers to retain the SmackDown Tag Team titles and defeat the Good Brothers. And now the next matchup. It is a one-on-one Backlash rematch between the 7-foot-tall Big Cass, or I like to call him Big Ass, facing off against the former general manager of SmackDown Live, the leader of the Yes Movement, Daniel Bryan. Now, at Backlash, these two faced off, in which Daniel Bryan tapped out Big Cass with the Yes Lock. And since then, Big Cass has been talking trash about how small Daniel Bryan is, talking about his family, in which Daniel Bryan in London, England, snapped, put a vicious heel hook on Big Cass, and he took Big Cass out of his qualifying matchup a few weeks ago on SmackDown. Then, the second to last SmackDown before Money in the Bank, there was a triple threat matchup to see who would be the final member of the Money in the Bank ladder match men's side, in which it was Big Cass, Samoa Joe, and Daniel Bryan, in which Joe won. And then after the match, Big Cass hit from behind Daniel Bryan with the big boots. So this is the rematch. This is the rematch Big Cass wants. So coming from me in this Backlash rematch, this one's tough. Again, I had Big Cass winning at Backlash. He didn't get it done. And Daniel Bryan's on a hot streak. I think he's only lost. He's what, 2-0 in pay-per-views this year. So he's looking to win his 3rd match since coming back from his neck injury. So coming from me in this matchup, I don't think Daniel Bryan's going to win this one. So I may get this one wrong, but I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to take Big Cass once again to defeat Daniel Bryan. And now the next matchup. It is a one-on-one battle between 2 guys who have never faced each other. On one side, you have the former TNA World Champion, the former 2-time ECW Champion, a former United States Champion. He is the Destroyer, Bobby Lashley. And his opponent is the former NXT Heavyweight Champion. He is Sami Zayn. Now, this rivalry is kind of stupid, and easily maybe the dumbest build to this matchup, and I'm not going to even get into it. So coming from me in this matchup, I am taking the Destroyer Bobby Lashley to defeat Sami Zayn. And now the next matchup. It is the third ever Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. 8 women, 4 from Raw, 4 from SmackDown, battling for a briefcase that can challenge either the Raw Women's Champion or the SmackDown Women's Champion anytime, any place for up to 1 year. Now let's start off with the competitors first. She is making her first appearance in a Money in the Bank ladder match, and she is the former NXT Women's Champion. She is the War Goddess Ember Moon. Next, she is making her third appearance in a Money in the Bank ladder match, and she is the former SmackDown Live Women's Champion. She is the one that defeated the undefeated Asuka at WrestleMania. She is the Queen herself, Charlotte Flair. Next, she is making her first appearance in a Money in the Bank ladder match, and she is the former Raw Women's Champion. She is Little Miss Bliss, Alexa Bliss. Next, she is making her third appearance in a Money in the Bank ladder match, and she is the very first SmackDown Live. She was the former SmackDown Live Women's Champion. She is the Irish Lass Kicker, Becky Lynch. Next, she is also making her third appearance in a Money in the Bank ladder match, and she is the former SmackDown Women's Champion. She is the Queen of Hearts and Ronda Rousey's friend, Natalya. Next, she is making her first appearance in a Money in the Bank ladder match, and she is the wife of the Bulgarian Brute Rusev. She is the ravishing Russian Lana. Next, she is making her first appearance in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and she was the winner of the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal, you know, the Uterus Trophy, and she is also a former SmackDown Women's Champion. She is looking to make it. She's looking to she is looking to feel the glow. She is Naomi, and the final member of this year's Money in the Bank ladder match for the women is making her first appearance in a Money in the Bank ladder match, and she is the former 4-time Raw Women's Champion. She is the boss, Sasha Banks. Now, this year's field for the women looks really good. I mean, you got a lot of first time ladder match combatants like Sasha Banks, Naomi, Lana, and Alexa Bliss and Ember Moon. A lot of veterans like Charlotte, Becky, and Natty who was in it last year and on the SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, looking at this, now the way we're going to do this is the same way we did the Royal Rumble for the women. 2 picks, 1 from Raw, 1 from SmackDown. Now, there's some good ones here. I can see a lot of these women can win this matchup. I mean, and with the champions being as of right now, Nia Jax for Raw, Carmella on SmackDown, I think anybody can take full advantage of a vulnerable champion right now. So, coming from me in the third ever Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, my picks are from Monday Night Raw. I am taking Natalya to win. I'm taking Natalya to win for Raw, and my SmackDown pick will be Charlotte Flair. And now the next matchup is for the Intercontinental title, and this one could be a really good one. Starting off with the challenger. He is looking to win his first singles title in the WWE, and he is looking to always say, "Who wants to walk with Elias?" He is the guitar strumming Elias, and Elias is challenging the reigning and defending Intercontinental Champion, easily the hottest wrestler on the Raw roster right now. And every time his music hits, you know it's time to. He is the architect, he is the King Slayer, he is CrossFit Jesus, he is Seth freaking Rollins. Now, this whole thing started a few weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, where Elias was doing his concert, as always, getting the crowd on his side and then turning on him, in which Seth Rollins had a Intercontinental title defense against Jinder Mahal, told Elias to leave the ring, this is my time now, in which after his Intercontinental title match against Jinder Mahal, Elias from behind smashed him with his guitar and having Rollins sailing off the announcer's table onto the concrete. And then this past week on Monday Night Raw, Elias got a huge victory over Seth Rollins with his finished drift away after he DDT'd Rollins on a chair. Now, Elias, this is a huge opportunity for Elias. I mean, he has been in the WWE for a while, and this is his first singles title opportunity. So he's definitely going to take full advantage of it, and he'll do whatever it takes to become the next Intercontinental Champion. Then on the other side, you have Seth Rollins. Coming from me, the fightingest, Intercontinental Champion I've seen in a long time. He has taken on all comers since winning the belt at WrestleMania. He definitely is a wounded champion, but he's a fighting champion. And with his curb stomp back in his arsenal, coming from me, he's going to be the guy I think will beat Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. And he is absolutely elevating the Intercontinental title as the top title on Monday Night Raw. So coming from me in this matchup for the Intercontinental title, ooh, this one's going to be a good one. I got a good feeling this one's going to be a banger. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm going to take Seth Rollins to retain the Intercontinental title and defeat Elias. And now the next matchup, it is for the Raw Women's Championship, and they are building this the biggest Raw Women's Championship in WWE history. Starting off with the challenger. She is looking to become the next Raw Women's Champion. She is the former UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion. She is Ronda Rousey. And Ronda Rousey is challenging the reigning and defending Raw Women's Champion. She is the irresistible force, Nia Jax. Now, starting off with Ronda Rousey, she impressed a lot of people at WrestleMania over Stephanie and Triple H in that mixed tag. But since then, she really hasn't done anything. And during an NBC, like a social event, Nia Jax challenged Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's title, in which WWE said, you know what, let's go for it. Now, here are my problems with this matchup. Ronda Rousey has not wrestled since April. So she hasn't wrestled in 2 months. That's number one. Number two, she hasn't beaten anybody on the active Raw Women's roster. She beat Stephanie McMahon, but Stephanie McMahon is not a wrestler anymore. She's an executive. Number three, she is barely around. She's been on Raw a couple times this past couple weeks, but she's only been there for her friend Natalya and on commentary. She's not wrestling. She's wrestled at live events, but she hasn't really wrestled on Monday Night Raw. And number four, I remember her saying when she signed, I don't want any handouts. I don't want to have a title opportunity just because of my name. I want to work for everything I earn. Yet WWE just hands her a women's title matchup. I mean, I kind of think they're doing this. Coming from me, I think they're doing this just to get a mainstream buzz. Oh, it's Ronda Rousey's first opportunity at the Raw Women's title. Her chance to win another women's championship like she did in the UFC. I only think WWE is doing this just to get a mainstream buzz on Yahoo, ESPN, Facebook, Twitter, and all those social media sites. But coming from me, I don't think she's ready for this because, yes, that match at WrestleMania was amazing. I'll be the first to admit she proved a lot of people wrong, including myself. But she hasn't wrestled on Monday Night Raw. She hasn't beaten anybody on the Raw active women's roster. And she's just getting handed a women's title matchup. Now I'm thinking, what are the other women's wrestlers thinking that a woman, because of her name only, is getting a title opportunity? But that's just me. On the other side, you have Nia Jax, who is looking to shut down the baddest woman on the planet. And with her size, it definitely works in her favor. And I can see this match going very short. Less than 10. I can see this match going maybe 8+ minutes. But this match won't be long. And with Nia Jax's size and Ronda Rousey's style of judo and her famous armbar, it's going to be very tough to put that on the size of Nia Jax. So coming from me in this matchup for the Raw Women's Championship, man, this one's tough. Again, it would be crazy if they took the title off Nia just to give it to Ronda. And Ronda wins the Raw Women's title. She will be, let me just say this right now, she will be the Brock Lesnar of the women's division. She will show up not on every pay-per-view like Brock Lesnar. She will defend the title on every other pay-per-view like Brock Lesnar. And she'll just put the title over without even defending it until a pay-per-view, just like Brock Lesnar. So coming from me in this matchup, this is a kind of a no-win pick for me. But if you're twisting my arm, I'm going to go with Ronda Rousey to become the brand new Raw Women's Champion and defeat Nia Jax. And now the next matchup is a one-on-one battle between two wrestlers that a lot of the fans, including myself, do not like. On one side, you have the former United States champion, and coming from me, he was the worst WWE champion of all time. He is accompanied by Sunil Singh, and if you know, and you already know who it is. It's the
modern-day Maharaja,
Jinder Mahal, and his opponent is the man who cannot win the big one yet. He's been bitching about management management doesn't want me the champion. Management has been keeping me down. He is the self-proclaimed big dog. Roman Reigns. Now, this whole thing started during a few weeks ago on Monday Night Raw in a Money in the Bank qualifying triple threat matchup between Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, and Roman Reigns, in which Jinder Mahal, out of nowhere, cost Roman Reigns his shot at the Money in the Bank ladder match. And then a week later, in another triple threat matchup between Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, and it was supposed to be Jinder Mahal, but Roman Reigns got his revenge on Jinder by attacking him and taking him out of that matchup and out of a chance to win Money in the Bank. So both men easily just took themselves right out of the Money in the Bank ladder match, so Kurt Angle had to make a one-on-one battle between these two. Now, being this is going to be in Chicago, and being that the whole CM Punk trial is over, which he won, that crowd is going to be bloodthirsty, because knowing Roman Reigns and the fan and how the crowd reacts to him, Chicago's going to be the most hard on him. They're going to boo him to shit. They're going to boo him maybe worse than Cena got in 2011. You'll maybe get a lot of cheers for Jinder, being a lot of people don't like Roman Reigns, but you'll get the Let's Go Jinder. We'll hear the Roman sucks chant, but this crowd is going to be bloodthirsty in Chicago for this matchup, because they hate Roman Reigns with all the fabric of their being, because again, Roman Reigns is the next face of the company, and they know, and if it's not their favorite, they're going to boo the hell out of them. So coming from me in this matchup between two guys I can care little to less about, I'm taking the not so big dog Roman Reigns to defeat Jinder Mahal. And now the next matchup, it is the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. 8 men looking to win the briefcase to challenge either the WWE Champion or the Universal Champion anytime, anywhere for up to 1 year. Now let's start off with the competitors first. He is making his first appearance in a Money in the Bank ladder match, and he is the best big man in the WWE right now, because he is looking to be the monster in the bank. He is the monster among men. And you know who he is. It's Strowman! Next, he is making his first appearance in a Money in the Bank ladder match, and he was the very first Universal Champion in the WWE history. He is the former NXT World Champion. He is the modern-day rock and roller Finn Balor. Next, it is a member. It is a member of the former 4-time WWE Tag Team Champions, a member of the New Day. Next, he is making his first appearance in a Money in the Bank ladder match. He is the former 2-time United States Champion, and you already know Chicago, every day around the world. You know what day it is. It's Rusev Day. He is the Bulgarian brute Rusev. Next, he is making his third appearance in a Money in the Bank ladder match, and he is the former United States Champion, the former TNA World Champion, the former NXT Champion. He is the It Factor professional wrestling, and he is looking to make the Money in the Bank ladder match. He is the Bobby Roode. Next, he is making his first appearance in a Money in the Bank ladder match, and he is the former Ring of Honor World Champion, the former TNA World Champion, the former 2-time NXT World Champion. He is the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. Next, he is making his third appearance in a Money in the Bank ladder match, and he is the former NXT World Champion, a former Ring of Honor World Champion, the former United States Champion, Intercontinental Champion. He is the prize fighter, Kevin Owens. And the final member of this year's Money in the Bank ladder match for the men is making his 4th appearance in a Money in the Bank ladder match, and he is the only one of the field that has won a Money in the Bank before. He won it 8 years ago in 2010, and he went on to win his first WWE Championship. He is the former 8-time Intercontinental Champion. He is the A-lister. He is The Miz. Now, the men's side of the Money in the Bank ladder match looks really good. I mean, you got a lot of first-timers like Strowman, Balor, Rusev, Rude, Samoa Joe. Only 2 veterans in Kevin Owens and The Miz. And The Miz being the only Money in the Bank winner who is in this field. But this one's interesting. I mean, you got the strength of Braun Strowman. If you did not see what he did on Monday Night Raw, destroying a ladder, and his size is definitely going to be his advantage. You got Finn Balor, who will do whatever it takes to once again be the Universal Champion after that coup de grace off the ladder on Kevin Owens a few weeks ago on Monday Night Raw. You have Kevin Owens, who is looking to make Monday Night Raw the Kevin Owens show again. You got Rude, who's looking to make Monday Night Raw glorious. You got Samoa Joe coming from me. Whoever wins the WWE title is going to be facing Joe, maybe at Extreme Rules. But Joe holding that briefcase could be really interesting. Rusev, who could make Rusev Day even more popular than it already is. And then you have The Miz, who has the most experience in this, and he's won it before. So coming from me in this matchup, now same way we're going to do it, the same way we do this with the women, we're going to do it with the men. My pick for Raw, man, this one's tough because again, I think the 2 best picks here are Kevin Owens and Finn Balor, the very first and the second Universal Champion in WWE history. I'm going to go with Finn Balor for Raw, and my pick for SmackDown. Now take this with a grain of salt, folks. This is what I'm thinking in my head. Miz wins Money in the Bank. Joe beats AJ Styles to win the WWE title. Daniel Bryan beats Samoa Joe to win the WWE Championship, in which Miz cashes in on Daniel Bryan and Miz wins his second WWE title. Because of the build-up, they've been building this Daniel Bryan versus Miz thing, and what a better way to build it up even more, to have Miz defeat Daniel Bryan and win the WWE title by cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase. So coming from me in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, I am taking Finn Balor from Raw and Miz on SmackDown. And now the next matchup, it is for the SmackDown Women's Championship, starting off with the challenger. She is looking to finally win the SmackDown Women's Champion. She is the former undefeated Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. And Asuka is challenging the reigning and defending SmackDown Women's Champion. She is the Princess of Staten Island. And you already know, Mela is money. She is Carmella. Now, this is Asuka's second opportunity at the SmackDown Women's Championship. Her first opportunity did not go her way, and it also ended her undefeated streak. So she's looking to finally win the SmackDown Women's title. And on the other side, Carmella is looking to continue her reign as SmackDown Women's Champion. She already has 2 victories over Charlotte, and a win over Asuka would definitely put her over the moon. So coming from me in this matchup for the SmackDown Women's title, this one is like almost literally open and shut that Asuka's going to win. But you also got to remember, Carmella doesn't have to beat Asuka. She can still retain the title by getting herself disqualified or counted out. So coming from me in this matchup, I may get this one wrong, but I'm going to take a risk. I'm taking Carmella to retain the SmackDown Women's title by any means and defeat Asuka. And now the main event. It is a last man standing match for the coveted WWE Championship. Starting off with the challenger. He is looking to finally beat the champion and become the first ever Japanese-born WWE champion. He is the former 2-time NXT World Champion, the former IWGP Heavyweight Champion, the former IWGP Intercontinental Champion. He is the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. And Shinsuke Nakamura is challenging the reigning and defending WWE Champion, coming from me, the greatest WWE Champion since CM Punk. And if you know his music, you know who I'm talking about. Get ready to fly! He is this is the 5th meeting between these two this year. It all started at WrestleMania, where AJ defeated Shinsuke Nakamura, in which Nakamura turned heel. Their second meeting all the way at the Greatest Royal Rumble, when both men were counted out. Their third meeting happened at Backlash, where they both could not answer the 10 count. Their fourth meeting a few weeks ago on SmackDown in London, in which the winner could choose the stipulation, in which Nakamura pulled an Eddie Guerrero and beat AJ Styles and chose to make this a last man standing matchup. And this is the 5th, and coming from me, the final matchup between these two. And honestly, as a fan of both Nakamura and AJ, this has not been the greatest rivalry. I mean, the record is 1-1. They both have wins against each other and 2 non-finishes, and I really thought this series would be a little bit more entertaining, but it's just been so crazy. Now, with a last man standing matchup, first man is up before a 10 count is the winner. Now, Nakamura picking this matchup is very interesting, because I don't think in his entire career he has been in a last man standing matchup, but AJ Styles has. Now, here's the dangerous fact. AJ's record in a last man standing matchup in his phenomenal career is 2-2. This is his 5th last man standing matchup. His last win in a last man standing battle happened all the way back at Destination X of 2012 against Christopher Daniels. So it's been a while since his last victory here. Now, here's another dangerous fact. The last time the WWE title changed hands in a last man standing matchup was all the way back in 2009, when Edge beat John Cena. Now, here's the other dangerous fact. The last time a WWE champion retained his belt in a last man standing matchup was, of course, John Cena in 2013. So the champion has a distinct advantage against the challenger. Now, coming from me, whoever wins this, I think Joe's going to be waiting at Extreme Rules. And coming from me, I would love to see AJ Styles and Samoa Joe one more time, because I watched their matches in TNA and they were amazing, when it was a young Samoa Joe against a young AJ Styles, and now they're both grizzled veterans. And that's the dream match I've been wanting to see. So coming from me, in this last man standing matchup for the WWE Championship, man, again, this one's tough, because they could just pull the trigger on Nakamura and have him win the WWE title, or they will continue this phenomenal run for AJ Styles as being the WWE champion since November of last year. So he's been a champ for around 6+ months. So coming from me, I'm going to take my boy AJ Styles to retain the WWE title and defeat Shinsuke Nakamura and become the last man standing. And those are my Money in the Bank 2018 predictions. I want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Comment below, who do you have winning the men's Money in the Bank ladder match? Who do you have winning the women's Money in the Bank ladder match? Who do you have winning this last man standing matchup? And maybe the final confrontation between AJ and Shinsuke Nakamura. Let me know in the comment section below. Comment, as always, comment your picks below. Let's have a conversation about it. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment, like it, and of course reply right back to me, because comments are absolutely always welcome on this channel. Now, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching all 4 of my videos on the channel today. Again, thank you guys so very much. Now, before you guys go, you guys can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. Of course, you can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button, become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. And I will see you guys in 2 weeks for my Ring of Honor Best in the World 2018 predictions. Castle, Scrawl, Cody. Later days and peace.